I'm Lynn, and here's what's happening at Utopia Farms today. He's in the barn chit-chatting about something, so that will be on today's video. Beautiful Suffolk female head.
So you don't tie the sheep up when you trim them?
Not this group. Yeah, that's a tail raiser. It is. When it's super hot, you lose your appetite. Summer hot conditions are tough on sheep. Once the wool's off, they're cooler, they eat more, they grow more. Let's get started. Well, I was wondering what I would be filming today, and yeah, Arnie's getting right into it. I see he's in the barn chit-chatting about something, so that will be on today's video.
You can't believe how hot it is today. The sweat is just pouring off me. Anyways, we're getting first cut wrap hay, which has quite a bit of alfalfa in it. You can actually see it's quite nice hay. And there's alfalfa. They've all gained, in the last 2 weeks, I would say these sheep have gained, oh, I'm going to take a guess. They're gained 20 pounds. So they're doing really well. And I'm working really hard to get them back up into the shape. And that's what I'm saying about that. So, didn't test the feed, no nutritionists in here. I'm just doing it on the fly. I've had about 25 to 30 years experience with nutritionists and what to feed and what not to feed. So I'm quite knowledgeable about feeding. I shouldn't say that, but I am saying that. But the ewes are responding really well on the feed. I'm doing a real good job, I think, and I'm trying hard. And nobody's suffering in this group, and they're doing really well. You can see they're all eating. Look, they're all eating. And what's going to happen here tonight, they're going to eat that all day. And then I'm going to flip all this nice hay on this side that the Suffolks didn't eat, flip it over on that side tonight. And tomorrow morning, whatever's left will get thrown out for bedding, and they'll get a new bale. Because what they don't eat is the stuff that doesn't hold a lot of value. It's the stalks of it. So if you have a TMR mixer, what happens is you chop all that stuff up, and the sheep will probably eat everything, okay? That's a good thing, and that's a bad thing. What's good about it is they eat everything. What's bad about it is the stuff they're eating, the stalks, doesn't hold a lot of value. So you would say, why are we feeding it to the sheep? But TMRs will be more efficient about how they eat everything up. And the way I do it, they pick through all the fines and good stuff. And then what's left, they don't want to eat it. And the second they don't want to eat it, they need better feed. And that's how you're going to get a lid on it and get a head on that. So I do like TMR mixers. I really like them. But there's bad things about them and good things about them. But we don't use a TMR mixer. We use the manger that we actually designed ourselves after several years. And yeah, these sheep need bedding. You can see there's a little bit of manure and stuff around. So these sheep want to be clean. They don't want to lay in dirty conditions. And now they got straw and hay to lay in and where they're dry and clean. So yeah, everybody can farm a different way. But it just works out in the wash. It works good for us. So keep you informed with these sheep. And it's been about 2 weeks. And I'm thinking in 2 weeks from now, I'm going to do examination on them all to see what kind of condition they're in. And at that point, I'll show you that they're, excuse me, they're going to be in good shape.
We are going to hopefully cut down that pasture that the ewes were in. And we've moved them back to the original pasture today. As you can see, they're back there. That pasture has grown back really well, and the one beside them, it's just all stalks and stuff now, so we're going to cut that down. You can't all have a trimming at the same time. This guy, he's really nice, isn't he?
Yeah.
I'm going to call him magnificent.
He's actually got really good back legs on.
Well, look at how thick his legs are. He's got good front legs too. I think I'm going to call him magnificent. You're really magnificent. And I thought this one was a bottle baby. This one's a bottle baby, but this one is not.
Okay. No.
But,
Well.
but they all want to be trimmed all at once. I don't know what's wrong with this group. They're super friendly. Why are you doing that to the bag?
And through the hole of the gate too. Why not just walk around?
Why do you have to do that?
It's noise. That's all.
It's destructive. But this one's actually, yeah, look at the bone structure on him. He's actually quite an, I'm not sure which one's his mom.
Oh, didn't like that, honey.
Well, the flies are bothering him.
Oh.
Hi, sweetheart. This guy, he's fully trimmed and still wants to be trimmed. Oh my goodness.
So you don't tie the sheep up when you trim them?
Not this group.
Okay.
Some group you have to, but look at them.
So did you breed that into the sheep, or do they naturally have that?
I'm guessing they're bred in. Well, actually, they follow each other. So if they see one getting it and he's obviously enjoying it, then all the others copy. They are sheep after all.
So you enjoy sheep farming?
No, I enjoy sheep hobby farming.
And what's trimming sheep with a pair of scissors? Is that called hobby?
Hobby farming.
Sitting on a chair?
Hobby farming. Sitting here with them, playing. Like, who would send that to market? Look at his face. That's not going to happen, is it?
Boy, Lynn, you're bad for farming.
I need to win the lottery.
Yeah.
Or we need to get a lot of subscribers so we can run a sheep petting farm. And I'll use all the YouTube money to keep them here. So we gotta get viewers for that. You subscribers. We've got, what, over 22,000 subscribers. You could at least watch some of our videos. Hi, look at the face.
Yeah,
Doesn't he have a beautiful
nice face, yeah.
And
Whoa.
he's a twin. I can't remember. I thought, I'll have to check who he's from.
He's the Casanova.
I don't
See the
know.
head? See the head? I'm going to guess he is.
Doesn't look like Casanova to me. I'm thinking he was, I thought when I checked he was from Hamish.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Like, remember, this is the straggler group.
Yeah.
And I think, I'm going to double check, but I thought he was from, it's really hard to reach.
Well, you should find out what ram it is, because if the ram is working, you know it's the ram you want to use again.
And look who else is here now. Are you eating? Look at you. Do you want to go outside and eat some grass?
Okay, Lynn, I got to get to work.
Look at him. Tell everyone who this is.
Who is it, huh?
It's Little Mister.
Little Mister.
Who's a little troublesome sheep.
Yeah, doesn't eat well.
He's
honestly.
got anorexia, I swear. He thinks he's fat, so he doesn't want to eat.
Well, maybe he thinks if he gets too fat, he'll be going to market. So just the whole point in getting thin.
That too. Hi, buddy.
He's probably got it figured out.
But I saw him eating grain, but his problem now is he goes under the feeder and gets stuck there. So when everybody's out eating, he's stuck under the feeder. He's not the smartest of lambs.
That's how hot it is. See my face?
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's just unbearable.
It's terrible. There's no work happening today
No.
unless you're cutting that field down. But you get a breeze doing that.
What you need is a government job. Air conditioning, and go on strike and get an increase in your pay. And then complain about it.
Let's not be political, Arnie.
No, that's right.
Hi.
Okay, I'm going to get to work, babe.
Hi. He's got another ram partially sheared off here. And he's not even a tame one. But he was hot. He came over. And yeah, really quickly got most of his wool off already. And he should feel a lot better today. This pen is really funny. You guys are all so wonderful. You're magnificent. But we got little hack jobs all over. Here's little Mister. It's okay if he goes under the feeder at the front here, because he can get out of this one. It's a little higher. Hi. Hi, we trimmed you a little bit today too. Gave you a little extra. We got quite a few of them just started, and they just come over little by little and we get them all sheared off. These are the stragglers, so Jacob wouldn't be able to get to these guys for quite some time. This is my little girl. She's a beauty. And you're a beauty too. Oh, and you're a beauty too. You guys are all beauties. Look at that beautiful Suffolk head. That's a beautiful Suffolk female head. You are lovely. She's a triplet. Look at him. Oh, and you're a new one. You're a new one. You saw that everybody else was getting attention, and now you want to find out what it's all about. See how nice that is? See how nice? Yeah, that's a tail raiser. It is. When they're happy, their tails stick up, and they'll often wag them. Hi. Hi. Hi there. This is Moses here. Can't remember if I told you, but he did turn out to be a QR. He's extremely friendly. Oh. Yeah. But these sheep, any sheep right now in this extreme heat in Canada, anyway, where we're not used to such hot weather, and it's more the humidity than anything. The air's thick, really hard to breathe, so you get kind of like snotty noses. It's not in their lungs, but everything, and that's why they look dirty too, because the dust just sticks to them because they're constantly sweating. They don't do well in this weather. People trying to breed or have lambs right now out of season in the accelerated programs are probably going to have a few problems getting the sheep to eat, because just like people, when it's super hot, you lose your appetite. Like, you want to be like this guy. Like, food is there, you know, you can get it later. Right now, you've lost all your energy. You're just drained from the heat. So what the sheep tend to do in this kind of weather is just lay around all day long. And once it cools down, they get up and eat, like early in the morning or in the evening. They might go nibble every now and then, but they're not eating nearly the volumes they would in the colder conditions, because eating also starts up the furnace and it makes you hot as well. So if you were having lambs right now, that could affect you too, because now you're pregnant, so you're really, really hot. You don't have much room for eating anyway, because your stomach's being restricted because of the lambs, and you're probably not going to eat nearly as much. You just want to rest and get it over with. So many things play into the raising of sheep, and that's why sheep born in the summer, we find at our farm, never grow as quickly and never seem to do as well as far as growth and stuff goes, because they are not eating as much. Mom is not eating as much because she's laying around. So if you're not eating, you're not producing milk. Lambs are also hot. They can't be bothered. Mom's not got much milk anyway, so it's kind of like a vicious circle. Everyone just wants to hang out by the water trough, lay down, take it easy. And for lambs and stuff, you can just give it time, especially at the age of these big boys. They will eat enough over the night to keep them in fairly good condition, but come wintertime, they will be in much better condition. It's not that they don't have 24/7 hay available, and they're also free to go out on pasture. It's that they're too hot and choose not to right now. And I don't blame them, because even for me, the last thing on my mind right now is food. Whereas in the winter, it's all about food. And these girls, they're all free to go outside too. See, all our gates are open. And we do have trees out there, but this barn is much shadier. So they've got hay here. If they're really hungry, they can get up and nibble, but they prefer the shade. They don't want to go out in this scorching heat right now. Hi, you look like you're on a mission to say hello. It's always nice when someone is on a mission for a friendly visit. But yeah, summer hot conditions are tough on sheep. And that's also why they recommend shearing lambs as well. Because if you're cooler, you eat more, and this wool is keeping them hot. So we do have Jacob scheduled, and he is coming in to shear these lambs. But that's why I'm hand trimming those younger lambs, because 1, they're so friendly they come up to be trimmed. 2, they want to be trimmed. And 3, they will not fit into the next batch of sheep being sheared. I mean, Jacob can only do so many at a time. So Jacob's going to take care of the large numbers. I'm going to take care of the stragglers. And once the wool's off, they're cooler, they eat more, they grow more. There's always, if you just think about things, and I always usually put things into a human perspective. How would you feel? What do you want to do right now? And animals are animals. You came up too, sweetheart. I see that. Luckily for us, these ewe lambs, they were born January, February. All these guys have to do is basically survive. And they're really not at much risk. The biggest thing for us is keeping water drinkers clean and making sure they have access to food in the cooler temperatures when they're gonna be feeling quite hungry. But you can see half of them are up nibbling, and that's all they'll do, nibble. They won't really chow down in this heat. But the rest are hanging out at the water cooler or lying down in the lounge. This is also why we don't like to have late lambs. The stragglers push it for us. They being born in April, May, but that means those guys are growing in the prime of the heat. So basically we want our sheep more in just maintenance mode in these type of conditions. Don't put too much stress on them, and make them perform for you in cooler climates. It's just easier for you because you don't have to work in it either. The sheep do better, and the sheep are going to perform a lot better when it's cooler. They're going to want to feed their lambs better. They're going to grow better. And yeah, who wants to have lambs in this heat? We used to lamb our Dorsets in August, September sometimes. And as much as it was nice because you didn't have to worry about hypothermia, dealing with the heat, the flies and the mosquitoes, and the lower number of lambs because we were doing it naturally, it just wasn't worth it.
Today, they talk about thunderstorms coming in, so got a little bit more alfalfa to cut. Not going to take a chance on that. There's not a cloud in the sky except for that cloud way back there. But I'm sure the weatherman knows what they're talking about. So anyway, so we're going to start to clean up a little bit today. So what we're going to clean up today is this pasture right here. We're going to mow down it, all the leftover debris, that it'll regrow. If you follow our videos, you know we always do that. We call it pasture management. And there's a few thistles in there. We get rid of them before they seed. And you can see, I'll show you already here, watch this. You can see the alfalfa, or the white clover and stuff is already trying to regrow. So once we mow off this little bit of debris, I don't know if you can see it or not, right there. We're going to mow that down, mow down a few thistles right there. Scotch thistle. I'm thinking we call them Scotch thistles. We probably got them from Scotland. But whatever, that's called Scotch thistles. And so I'm going to mow down this little paddock because we moved the ewes over to that field, which there isn't a lot of grass over there yet now either. So what's happening now is all the first cut grass is all ate up, and they're just eating the grass as fast as it grows. So we're borderline now to taking them off the field and start getting them on wet bales and start flushing them for breeding. So we're not too far away from that, but right now I have a spare day. I'm going to mow this off, and if this debris gets rained on, I would care less. And if it doesn't get rained on, if I think there's too much in the back there, I'll bring the rake in and get rid of it. So that's what we're doing right now, and I can't wait to get inside that air-conditioned cab.
So Arnie's out in the paddock taking the thistles down and the stubs of grass, and in about 28 days we'll put sheep back out there. It will probably be mainly the lambs at that point, because we're hoping most of the ewes will be in breeding groups by then. These guys are free to go out to their new paddock. And they were out here earlier when it was cooler, but now it's getting close to noon. They're all back in the barn. Some are in the barn, some are lying out here in the shade. They're chewing their cud because that's what sheep do. They eat, they chew their cud, they eat, they chew their cud. That's the way their digestion works. That's why you want to have food in front of them at all times, like on pasture or in the feed trough, as the case may be, because they're grazers and they're ruminants, which means they want to eat little but frequently. And after they chew and swallow the food, that's when their rumens go into function and they start to regurgitate it and redigest their food. They have 4 stomachs, so it's a different process than some animals, but they need that. And you know that the sheep chewed off most of this field because as far as windrows go, there's pretty well nothing. I'm guessing he's not gonna do anything with this field, just leave it on the ground, because unless the back corner has more, there's not really much hay here left over. It shouldn't smother out any of the growing grass. I mean, you can see little rows. We'll see what he says. He might think it's worthwhile, but I'm thinking probably not. They did a good job on it, but you want to cut it down. I think I saw Arnie talking in the background when I was trimming sheep again, so I'm guessing he explained everything he's doing here and why he did it. You guys, is it scorching hot? It is. The lambs are still in the barn, locked in, only because Arnie's got the mower out and we don't want them going in that field. But as soon as he's done, we will release them so they can go in their field as well when they feel like it. The big rams. Most of them are under the lean-to. Not because it's cold, but because it's hot. Poor guys. Anyway, on that note, I'm roasting. It just really is unbearable. So I've got a care package bundled up for Aiden. I'm going to head over there this afternoon and bring him that and spend a little time with him, see how he's recovering at home. And we'll call that a day. And hopefully you'll join us again tomorrow for the next episode at Utopia Farms. And don't forget, we have shorts on the weekends as well, starting at 10 a.m. in the morning. Just so you don't forget about us totally. Bye for now.